So this corrupt judge thought he could ruin this innocent family's life over just a pair of pants. But he never expected his actions to accidentally expose himself and ruin his life. You see, back in 2005, this judge from DC named Roy Pearson just dropped off his dirty dress pants one day at a family-owned small business called Custom Cleaners. Since there were signs up that promised same-day service, Roy expected his pants back later that day. But since the owners of the store, the Chungs, accidentally sent Roy's pants to another dry cleaner, they could only return it after a few days. And although they apologized, they never could have even imagined that Roy would soon sue them for everything. Basically what happened was Roy argued that he'd received the wrong pair of pants back and accused the Chungs of losing his, even though all of their tags checked out. But although he demanded $1,000 in compensation to buy a new pair, the Chungs obviously refused and insisted that they had the right one. So apparently wanting to teach them a lesson, Roy simply decided to sue them for $54 million. He claimed that the Chungs had caused them discomfort, inconvenience, and mental distress. And although this was obviously ridiculous, since the Chungs were Korean immigrants and didn't speak fluent English, they had no idea what to even do. Since they were horrified and couldn't afford a lawsuit, they just tried offering Roy $3,000, $5,000, and then $12,000 to settle things out of court, but he refused each one. The Chungs eventually became so stressed that they were actually planning on abandoning their life in the States and just moving back to South Korea. But extremely luckily, since news of their story eventually spread throughout the country, tons of people began publicly supporting them and managed to donate enough for them to afford a legal team. During the actual trial, Roy represented himself and even cried at times while arguing that the Chungs had failed to fulfill their posted same-day service and satisfaction guaranteed promises. Although the case dragged on for 2 years and almost bankrupted the Chungs, a judge finally sided against Roy in 2007 and he also lost his appeal. But during the trial, it just so happened to be revealed that Roy was actually broke and had been collecting unemployment benefits after a recent divorce. So very likely because of this abusive lawsuit, Roy lost his job as a judge soon after. Although he then tried suing the city of DC for $1 million for wrongful dismissal, he lost that lawsuit too, as well as his appeal. And not only did the Chungs later receive almost $100,000 in additional donations, Roy's case is now often cited in law schools as a textbook example of lawsuit abuse.